Hello, everybody. I am Nate Richard. I am joined by my good friend Ben Sears. Say hello.
Hey Nate, how's it going? Good to see you.
Doing pretty good. We are finally almost at the Oscars. Um,
It's hard to believe. It feels like it's been a lifetime.
the internet's getting very tired, looking for ways to make it more scandalous. But
Oh yeah, yeah. You can
today,
say that again.
yeah. But today, because this is our last recording before the big show on Sunday, we are going over our final Oscar predictions. So, first, I wanted to ask you, do you usually have it? Is your list locked, or do you think you'll make changes like right before the big show? Because voting has closed.
Usually, if I make any changes, it might be like one or two
Yeah.
at the most. I think this year, I can't imagine there's going to be too much that's going to change my mind over the next 5 days. But I feel pretty safe in what I'm predicting. Feels
E-
like, we have all the precursors now. We have all the information. Voting has closed, so even if some some scandal is gonna come out, it's not gonna make a difference in the voting in terms of the voters.
Yes. We were talking about the Amelia Perez right before this, so
Well, I had to represent the real Best Picture winner from last year.
yes, Jacques Audiard's masterpiece.
Yeah. Uh, what a time to be alive.
Yes.
Well,
Do we want to jump
so
right into it?
we're just gonna kind of like last time. We're gonna go through all the categories, including the shorts, and we're gonna give the only predictions that matter. Usually there's a couple of websites that give their predictions and their guesses, but this is who you should really be listening to.
Yes,
We're the experts here.
exactly.
All right, well, let's get it kicked off. We're gonna do the shorts first, and let's do animated short.
Yeah.
Nate, correct me if I'm wrong. Have you seen any of these shorts, or are you informed on any of them at all? Do you have any guesses, or do you want me to kind of take over on these because I've seen them all?
I haven't seen any of them. I've made predictions based on what I've seen from different like apps and websites, but you probably know way more than I do. So,
Well, I mean, even if you have seen all the shorts and you are like best friends with each of the filmmakers who made them, there's still a good chance you'll at least get one of them wrong.
yeah.
Um, these tend to be the make or break in the Oscar pool. So, and especially like animated short this year, I feel like is the most difficult of the shorts categories to predict. I feel like you can make a case for almost all of the nominees. I
Almost.
Yeah, I mean, so the nominees are Butterfly, Forever Green, The Girl Who Cried Pearls, Retirement Plan, and The Three Sisters. And I think all of these, with the exception of The Three Sisters, has a decent enough case to be made for why they should win. And I think it's really close, especially between Butterfly and Retirement Plan, with The Girl Who Cried Pearls, shortly in third place. I think that Butterfly has some incredible animation. It's kind of like if you remember that movie Loving Vincent from a couple years ago,
Hmm.
where pretty much every frame was a painting, literally.
Yeah.
This is kind of the animation style of this one, and it's
Interesting.
based on a true story, and it's based on someone who survived the Holocaust, which for the uninitiated is kind of like catnip for the shorts categories. So I think that the animation style and the subject matter kind of gives Butterfly the edge here. I really like Retirement Plan a lot. It's funny. It's kind of universal subject matter. It's got Donald Gleason as a narrator, which doesn't always win the day here, but is a factor. You gotta kind of admit it. And then The Girl Who Cried Pearls is the only stop motion animated entry here. I like that one the least. I know there are a lot of people who love it and say that it's the best, but I didn't really care for it. So
Okay.
the big thing here as well is none of these are from Disney or Pixar, and none of them were produced by Netflix. So usually, streaming quality or streaming availability kind of is a factor here, but not this year.
Yeah. I mean, there's like in the years past, it's always been like the Disney Pixar shorts that I'm like, hey, I've
Hmm.
seen that. Or like I remember, wow, it was over a decade ago, like the Simpsons, Maggie Simpson short was
Hmm.
nominated. I'm like, I'm rooting for that. But like
Yeah,
I
they used to always do a short before the feature, and now they're
yeah,
not doing it anymore.
it's a
And
bummer.
they're not even putting them on Disney Plus. So
Yeah.
I who knows? But I mean, yeah, I think Butterfly is going to be my prediction for this one. So
That's what I have out of everything you said. You kind of just made me feel more like safe with it because I feel like before I just always picked the movie with like the funniest name.
yeah,
There's
well,
always I can't think of some of the names, but they're always like have like the wackiest names that whenever they like announce them during, that live stream, like
yeah,
whoever's like announcing it, like I forget if it was like Riz Ahmed or Jack Quaid or John
yeah.
Cho is like chuckling
My
as they
Year of
like say
Dicks
it.
is what you're thinking of
Yes.
from like 2 or 3 years ago, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, yep. Who can forget that?
God. Classic.
Yeah. All right. Let's not belabor it too much longer. Let's go to documentary short. Um, and I feel like this one might be the easiest. I'm going with All the Empty Rooms,
Yep.
which is on Netflix. It's a very American subject matter, um, and it's just very well done. It's I don't know how you can really make an argument against it, especially in the subject matter. It's about parents of kids who died in school shootings. So not as bleak and dark as you would think it would be, but yeah, it's just a really well done documentary.
Yeah. That's what I have as well, and that's all I've heard. I've also heard some make arguments for The Devil is Busy, which I know is a very politically charged
Hmm.
documentary, and with the times we're living in right now, I feel like, there's probably Academy voters who are like, I'm doing the right thing by voting for this, but All the Empty
Sure.
Rooms kind of sounds more urgent. Um, and yeah, I've heard good things. I've been meaning to watch it. I think that's one I've just been putting off because I'm like, I do not want to be
Yeah.
not trying to laugh. But I'm not. I don't want to be that depressed. But you saying like it's not as depressing as you think it is.
it it there is a good chance that it'll make you cry. I will say that.
Okay.
Um, but um, it's it's just really well done. And I think I mentioned it already, but it's on Netflix, and Netflix almost always tends to win at least one of these categories.
They
So
do.
this is their real big horse in the race. So um, I I yeah, I think Devil is Busy might be second place, but I think it's pretty far behind.
Okay. Good to
Yep.
know.
All right, let's get on to best live action short, which I think this is a little. It's somewhere in between the other two categories. It's sort of difficult, but not really too difficult. My pick is Two People Exchanging Saliva, which certainly has that silly title that you were talking about earlier. But it's a very well made short. It's very well technically made. Looks great, well acted. It's got a really interesting story. It doesn't have any celebrities in it. Not like big name celebrities. Might be someone familiar to someone who watches a lot of international films, but no A-listers. So that's what I'm going with. I think really the only spoiler might be a friend of Dorothy, which I think probably my least favorite of these, but it's kind of a feel good, kind of schmaltzy, family-ish short. So I could see some Academy members going for that just because it goes down smoothly.
Okay, well, you've convinced me on Two People Exchanging Saliva, which again fits the funniest name. Before I
Yep.
had the singers down because that was one that just dropped also on like Netflix like the week voting
Right.
closed.
Yeah.
So I mean that has that like accessibility to it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I might be wrong here, but I think it's the only one that's available on streaming. I mean, like Jane Austen's period drama, I think you can watch through Canopy, but who knows if any Academy members have Canopy.
Yeah.
I guess the thing that we should probably mention, which I think is especially relevant for the shorts, this year the Academy changed its rules that you can't place a ballot for a category unless you have watched all of the films nominated in that category. Now, of course, it's an honor system, but if someone only watches one or two of them, you can't place a vote. Um, Whereas maybe in the past someone would only watch the Pixar animated short and that was it. So that's that I don't know how much of a factor that's going to be, but it should be said regardless.
Yeah.
So just kind of something to keep in the back of the mind. Cool. So should we move on
I
to?
original song,
Yeah.
which I think this is a done deal for best original song. There's really only one winner that I could, if anything else wins, I will be flabbergasted and shocked. But Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters is going to win, like bar none. But I'll just name the other nominations just because. There's "I Lie to You" from Sinners, "Train Dreams" from Train Dreams, which Nick Cave sang, "Dear Me," which is from a Diane Warren documentary about Diane Warren. She always gets in there. And then a movie I have never heard of called Viva Verde, and a song called "Sweet Dreams of Joy."
Yep.
That's not winning.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I definitely agree with you. Golden feels pretty locked and loaded in this category. The only thing that might give me pause is that if people are just checking Sinners down the ballot, if there's just that much overwhelming love for it, I maybe, but Golden is just such a huge phenomenon. It's playing on the radio, it's playing in the gym. They
Olympics.
performed it, yeah, at the Olympics, the Thanksgiving Day parade. Did they
Pacers.
perform it at the BAFTAs? I forget.
I don't know. I didn't watch
I,
that.
I I think no, I didn't either. I feel like I heard that it was performed even though the movie itself wasn't eligible. So
Classic.
who knows? But anyway, they're going to perform it at the Oscars, and it's going to be awesome, and it's going to be a win for K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah, I would say if I Lied to You somehow snuck in and won, I think that would confirm. Like, I would be shocked if Sinners doesn't win Best Picture at that point. Like, if that wins original song, that's a done deal that that movie would win.
Right.
But
That's when I'm starting to get a little worried. Yeah.
but yeah, no, it's golden, and yeah, it's kind of like this decade's Let It Go almost.
Yeah.
Like Let It Go was
Or
so
Shallow, or yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
it's been a long time since there's been something on this level that has, yeah, really crossed over, and yeah,
it's a good song.
yes, it is. All right, well, let's go on. This will be interesting because it's the brand new category this year, best casting, or best
Yes.
achievement in casting, I guess. Um, nominees: Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Secret Agent, and Sinners. I'm going with Sinners on this one. I think, obviously we don't have a whole lot to go off of this year, but I think the SAG Ensemble win, just kind of the overwhelming love for Sinners, and the cast, and the nominee Francine Maisler is kind of a legend in that industry. So I think that's kind of a done deal for Sinners. It's going to be one of their trophies.
I would agree with Sinners, especially over One Battle, which
Hmm.
I think is its closest competitor. But I kind of think with Sinners, it's a done deal. Um, Besides Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld, I think most of this cast is like their names, but they're not like household names.
Sure.
Like Delroy Lindo, we know he's been overdue for a very long time, but like Miles Caton never really acted before, or
Yep.
even Jamie Lawson. She had like supporting roles. She kind of has risen, but she's been in plenty of like high profile movies, but is always under the radar. Jack O'Connell was kind of having like a career renaissance after like 10
Hmm.
years ago. Hollywood was like pumping him as the next big thing. He had like Unbroken and Money Monster, and now he's become this like excellent like character actor with his role in this and in 28 years later, The Bone Temple. So I think just for that cast alone, I think Sinners is, yeah, a done deal. Um, I
Yeah.
think there's kind of baggage with One Battle or Marty Supreme, uh, with like Sean Penn or Kevin O'Leary. And Hamnet, I don't know why that's nominated here.
Yeah.
It's a good
I'm
cast.
fine with it. I
It's a
yeah,
great cast, but
I can't remember who the casting director is for that movie. Maybe they're a big shot in the casting director world.
I would
Um,
assume.
yeah, yeah. I was gonna say we don't need to, or we don't have to give a should win in each of these categories, but for the record, I'm saying Marty Supreme as the should win for this one because I think that cast is incredible. A lot of discoveries, a lot of like non-professional actors, a lot of
Yeah.
actors who Kevin O'Leary, Tyler the Creator,
Fran
Fran
Drescher.
Drescher briefly. So yeah, the what was his name? Ted Williams or something. The guy who went viral like 15 years ago
Yeah.
for being the homeless guy. Yeah.
The Golden
Um,
Boys.
yeah. Just love that cast all around. I'm glad it was nominated, but I don't think it's gonna win. But
Yeah. I would agree. I would agree.
yeah. All right. Well, let's maybe this one will be a little bit easier. You want to do best costume design?
Yeah. So for costume design, I'll just list the nominees first. We have Avatar Fire and Ash. Got to get that
Course.
alien lingerie. Um, we got Frankenstein. We got Hamnet, Marty Supreme, and Sinners. And I'll say that I'm predicting Frankenstein. This is very costumey. It's a period movie. It's a Del Toro movie. Kind of feels a little easy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a gimme for Frankenstein and for Del Toro. For the longest time, I was going to be bold and predict Sinners here because it's Ruthie Carter and she won the last two Ryan Coogler movies, both of the Black Panther movies. But, those were both much more kind of outlandish costumes and kind of big and showy, kind of like what Frankenstein is doing. Sinners, I think, is a lot more kind of low key and understated costumes, although it's very well done. But yeah, this would be another indication if Sinners wins here, it's going to have a big night.
Yeah. And I think really you'd just be rewarding it for that, the one shot, the time travel
Sure.
dance scene alone, which, I mean, worthy. But I think just with Frankenstein, I mean, you got lavish dresses and all of that. I mean, it's probably going to win.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the thing that you can always count on with a Del Toro movie is great crafts, and Frankenstein is probably going to come up at least once or twice again
Yeah.
for the below the line categories. So yeah, I think this is again, I was going to say Sinners, but Frankenstein has won a lot of the precursors and the guilds and stuff, so no reason to think that it'll stumble at the finish line. So
I'd probably have Sinners as my should win, honestly, just for that dance scene.
sure. Yeah, I mean, I understand why Hamnet was nominated. I like the costumes in Marty Supreme, but that's kind of a guys in suits kind of movie. One battle after another. I mean, the the Leo costume is kind of iconic now.
That wasn't
And then
nominated.
it wasn't. Oh,
No,
sorry,
Avatar.
sorry. I'm looking at the wrong category. Sorry. Um, I got ahead of myself. Anyway, um, yeah. I mean, Avatar. What are you gonna do? Yeah, I'll say Frankenstein should win. Why not? I
I
didn't
mean, I
love the
like the
movie,
Avatar
but
nomination.
yeah, yeah. The more that you think about it, the more it kind of makes sense. But sorry, Wicked for Good. Um, yeah. Anyway, let's. Speaking of Frankenstein, let's go on to makeup and hairstyling. And um, again, this is pretty much another gimme for Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at the work that they do on Jacob Elordi, and that's it's yes, it's technically one character, but it's a lot of work. Both when he's first like created, and then later on in the movie, and um, if I remember right, there's some decent work with Christoph Waltz later on,
Yeah.
some kind of prosthetic work, but yeah, I mean, Frankenstein wouldn't work nearly as well without the makeup and hairstyling work. So
Yeah. I also had Frankenstein, but actually under my should win, I actually put the Smash Machine.
mm,
Um, just because you take one of the most flying here. Just because you take one of the most recognizable faces and bodies in all of modern movies, and you make him look unrecognizable.
yeah,
Like Mark Kerr, like he's supposed to be portraying him when he's like in his late 20s, which is my age,
hmm,
and Dwayne Johnson, he's like late 50s. He doesn't, but he felt believable. Like that was one of the first times I saw The Rock and I didn't see The Rock. And I think a lot of that, I thought he was very good in that movie. I know it kind of flew under the radar, but I think a lot of that also has to do with the makeup in that movie.
Hmm.
Um, I need to still watch The Ugly Stepsister. It's very up my alley. I just haven't gotten to watching it yet. Uh, we're talking Kakuho. That's 3 hours. That's asking a lot for me. So,
I'm kind of torn on what I'm gonna say should win because I like the work in Kakuo. There is some aging makeup like later on. It's not a lot, but yeah, there that does factor into it. But yeah, it is partially about applying makeup in order to perform kabuki theater. So um, I just appreciate the nomination. I will second what you say about the Smashing Machine. I thought the work there was really good. Plus the makeup designer or whatever, his name is Kazuhiro. He's kind of a legend in the
yeah.
industry. He did Maestro, which I thought should have won that year. But yeah, I mean this is a pretty solid lineup from top to bottom.
I would agree.
Cool. Well, let's keep on moving down the line. Nate, what about best sound? What are
Vroom
you?
vroom, Ben. For best sound, I think this is also kind of a gimme. If your movie has cars racing and going fast in it, and it's nominated, it's probably going to win. And there's only one movie featuring that this year. That's F1. Yeah, I think F1's winning.
Yeah, I would agree. It's kind of cleaned up in the precursors. It feels like this is the one place where you can safely reward it. Um, yeah, I mean, just like you said, I mean the only thing that it's missing, which usually tends to win here, is gunfire and explosions. So, um, yeah,
One
the
battle,
sound.
but
Sure. I mean,
but
it's missing from F1. That's what I meant.
yeah,
So, um, yeah, I agree. F1 will likely win here. I don't know. I think I'll say one battle after another as a should win. Although I'm rooting for F1. I think it should win as well. But just to kind of say something different, one battle, great. It has the car chase scene. It has guns and explosions, and it was great theater experience. So
I'll say Sinners is my should win, just because I think that movie is very uh, transportive. But I would also say, yeah, One Battle has very good sound, especially with how they use gunfire in it. Surratt, I think that's a really cool nomination. Frankenstein, I don't know why that's here, but cool.
I guess there just was nothing else. There was
There
there was
was.
no movie called Warfare or anything.
Yeah.
Never existed.
No.
Yeah. Congrats to F1. Let's go on down the line. A category which usually tends to line up with sound strangely, but probably won't be this year. Best
No.
editing. I think this is one for One Battle After Another.
Yes.
Has won the Ace Eddie Awards. I think is what it's called, the Editors Guild Awards. It cleaned up there. It won. I think it won the BAFTA. If they have that category there, but anyway, all the precursors basically has gone to One Battle After Another. I thought that maybe F1 would put up a bigger fight, but no, it's pretty much been a clean sweep for One Battle After Another.
Yeah. I would agree. It's also just such for a movie that's nearly 3 hours long. It's edited so tight. It
Hmm.
has this grand scope, but like it does not feel like it's nearly three. It feels more like I don't know, like a right at like 2 hours on the dot kind of movie.
Right. Yeah,
And
no, it just kind of keeps moving and moving and never really slows down or stops.
PTA's movies sometimes they have a deliberately slower pace. this doesn't, and I think it would be a very deserving winner. I think there's a chance F1 could sneak in, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think F1 is pretty safe. I mean, I think One Battle is pretty safe and deservingly so.
Yeah, I would agree. I'll say, F1. I the second time that I watched it, the racing sequences, yes, those are very well edited and well done. But there's a couple dialogue scenes that were just very crazy editing. Very quick cuts and lots of cuts, and you know, most editing tends to win the day in this category. But for me, it just was kind of all over the place. And yeah, I mean, you can't do a racing movie without good editing, but it's the non-racing sequences which I think kind of lose it for me. What I'll
Yeah.
say should win is actually sentimental value. I think that's a cool nomination here. As much as I like One Battle After Another and Marty Supreme, I think the way that that movie kind of weaves together, all the different storylines and all the time does some time jumps, and it's just really effective. I remember when we saw it at Heartland, I had said that it's like a 2 hour 15, 2 hour 20-minute movie, and it really doesn't feel like it. So
No.
that's just what I'll say, just kind of
I
for the
was
sake of variety.
for my head tilt. Sorry, I was surprised because I was going to be like, I would say my should win is definitely Marty Supreme, but that just because I mean I've always connected with that safety kind of editing style.
Yeah,
It's very fast paced. It's very stylistic. Um, it's
it's
just kind of how I like my movies.
it's definitely close to second place for me. I think, the first time that I saw it, I remember it felt a little long. The second time, not as much, but yeah, I that's really the only knock that I would have against it. Otherwise, yeah, the pacing is really good, and yeah, I mean, I love that movie, so
Yeah.
cool.
So production design, which is the third winner, the third category I'm giving to Frankenstein because it's a Del Toro movie, and you know how he likes his sets. And
Hmm.
I mean, I like that movie. I'm a huge Del Toro fan, but I didn't love Frankenstein. But like, I can't deny like every time he knocks it out of the park on production design. Like even like look at Nightmare Alley. Like that movie was it was up against the first Dune, so wasn't gonna
Hmm.
win there. But um, this, I mean, I think it's a give me. I think it's a gimme.
Yeah.
Very good production design. My should win, I would say, is Sinners though, just
Mm.
because I think some of the scenery in that movie is already so iconic, from the cotton fields to the church, the white painted church, and of course, like the juke joint. I'm a little
Hmm.
confused why One Battle is on here. I think their winding road is great, but that wasn't built. That wasn't designed. I think that's more
Sure.
like best location scouting.
I'm okay with it. I mean, the like the building where Sensei's apartment is
That's good.
feels very well designed, and there's a lot of details, especially within his apartment. Um, yeah, all the like Bob and Willa's house in Backtown Cross or whatever, um,
That's yeah,
in the later portions. Yeah, there's a lot of great details there. Um, my I will say should win Marty Supreme here.
yeah.
Jack Fix is a legend in the industry. He's never won. And they shot that movie in New York and made it look like 1950s New York, and which is just kind of incredible. I mean, yeah, it doesn't all take place in New York, but the portions that are, you would never be able to tell. And they made it look so kind of period accurate and great detail. So um, just I love Jack Fisk. He's always
Me
great.
too.
He should have won by now.
He should have. Um, that would be a good like surprise winner too.
Sure.
Um, but
Yeah.
yeah,
All right. Let's another boring winner. Let's go to original score where congratulations Ludwig Göransson for your can't believe I'm saying it third Oscar since
Oh,
what 2018, right? Was that his
yep,
first win or 2019? Anyway, third
2019.
Oscar, crazy. But I mean, what else can you say? The Academy clearly loves him. He has not lost this season, as far as I know. So, unfortunately, Johnny Greenwood, I love his score for One Battle After Another. I love all his work with PTA. So I wish he stood more of a chance here, but yeah, it's going to be Sinners.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, Johnny Greenwood does not really care to win an Oscar anyway. He's spoken about that quite candidly. Um, but yeah, I also have Sinners. I think I'm still just mad at this category for not even nominating Marty Supreme's score, which
Mm.
is like euphoric. But they get things wrong all the time. So
I'll have to go back and double check on that. I thought that the Oscars always got it right 100%. No, oh boy, let's go on and um,
oh,
this
this
is
is
gonna make for great radio. Another
easy
easy
one.
category. Go ahead, Nate.
Visual effects. This is definitely Jurassic World. No, it's Avatar: Fire and Ash. Anything else wins, that'd be a shock. Also,
Yeah,
would be blasphemy. Um,
you
but yeah,
know,
this is a
I
given.
I have heard kind of anecdotally that there are a lot of voters who kind of have Avatar fatigue, which is kind of understandable, and you can see it in the nominations here. Only two this year, um, but I mean, even that you can't deny the visual effects. It's a slam dunk.
I mean, the visual effects are this category is always voted on by the VFX people, and you can usually tell. Like, even look at when First Man won, a movie that was unjustly kind of ignored a lot in a lot of other categories, but it still won. And I
Hmm.
mean, I think that's kind of the case with Avatar. I don't think any of these other movies are really like Sinners is good, Death One is good, but like I feel like a lot of these movies have like practical.
Right.
Well, except Jurassic, that's dinosaurs. Lost Bus is a good like nomination, but like I think all of these other movies are just kind of lucky to be nominated.
Yeah.
Avatar looks the VFX in that movie most in a time where most modern blockbusters kind of look like hot dog water.
Yep.
Avatar, you could say what you want about the script. I don't care. I like those movies. But
Yeah.
there's
I
no way
mean,
it doesn't win.
there were several moments in Avatar where I my jaw dropped basically because of what I was seeing, and uh, that just didn't happen with any other movie last year, visually speaking.
Why
Um,
can't Varane be real, Ben?
I ask that question every day. Yeah, I mean, I love the nomination for the Lost Bus. I think that's very cool. I don't
It
think it
is.
stands a chance of winning, of course. Sinners is probably second place just because of the kind of overall love for that movie. But yeah, I think this is another done deal.
I would say for should win second place, I would actually put the Lost Bus as well.
Okay, you're a man of good taste, Nate.
Thank you.
All right, let's move on to cinematography, where maybe there's a little bit of a wiggle room here, but I think it's still pretty safe. One battle after another is,
Oh,
I think, will win. Sounds like you disagree.
I have Sinners, Autumn Durald Arkapaw. I think there's a
Hmm.
narrative also behind her of being the first, woman of color to win in this category. I think she's the first to even be
First,
nominated. maybe
Yeah, that sounds right.
in
She
this
would be the first
category.
woman, period, to win.
So like, I think there's that. I think I've read there's a lot of controversy between like Michael Bauman being credited as a solo cinematographer on One Battle. I know PTA did a lot of like helping on that.
Hmm.
Um, but I just think the Academy loves a narrative. Um, and I mean, I
Uh,
think she would be a very deserving one. She would, probably be my second pick because who I have as should win isn't going to win and doesn't stand a chance to win. But yeah,
I hear your the Academy loves a narrative argument, and I raise you Demi Moore in the substance.
that's true.
Yeah, and if I remember right, was it The Power of the Dog that had a female cinematographer and was a potential winner that year? I feel like that's right. I can't remember her name, so I apologize. But yeah, they've had their chance for sure to give a woman a win here. But
Rachel Morrison.
okay, right. So I just think one battle won ASC, the American Society of Cinematographers. It won BSC as well,
Yeah.
and it won BAFTA. So that's pretty hard to deny for me. And yeah, I can see your argument there. I think if Sinners was going to win, it kind of needed to win at least one of those. But it's
Yeah.
kind of surprising about how one battle has kind of swept this one. So that's what I'm going with.
I mean, my should win, I think we have the same for should win, don't we?
Train Dreams.
Choo choo.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, of all of Netflix's movies, the one thing that they kept saying about Train Dreams was it's kind of criminal that most people won't be seeing it in a theater. So I know we were both lucky enough to do so, but I consider the nomination a win here. So wish it stood a better chance, but uh, just happy to see it nominated anyway.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
I
Um,
wonder if we're going to disagree on this next category because this might be the most like stacked
oh yeah,
this has ever been.
this is gonna be tough. Let's dive in. Best international feature. What do you got,
Um,
Nate?
I have sentimental value. What do you have?
I think I do as well. I don't feel good about it, but that's what I'm going with. I think if I do have any kind of last minute changes of heart, it would be here. I think it's a pretty close race between sentimental value and secret agent.
I would agree. I think the one thing, the secret, I think sentimental value, the reason why for the longest time, up until like last week, I had Secret Agent winning, but I'm like, sentimental value has so many nominations. Like, it overperformed in the nomination tally,
Hmm.
even with like, the Elle Fanning nomination, which I wasn't expecting at all. Um, I think it's sentimental value. I also think Brazil, I still don't like how they award this to the country, not the director. That's so stupid. Um, Brazil won last year,
Right.
and I mean, yeah, I know if you're not on Twitter, the Brazil contingent is still acting like secret
I
agent, like gonna sweep, secret agent sweep, hashtag secret agent sweep.
I
I think it's
yeah, I'm not on Twitter, but I know very well the Brazilian fan base and
yeah,
what they're known for. So
it's fun.
yes, say no more. Um, yeah, I don't know if I really have much more to go off of other than just the sheer nominations that and yeah, the kind of overperforming that Sentimental Value did. I mean they even got Joachim Trier got a nomination in Best Director, and that was kind of on the fence. So,
Yeah,
um,
deserving, but yeah.
oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, so again, I don't feel great about it. I wouldn't be totally surprised if Secret Agent ends up winning. Um, but it's also a movie that's about the movie industry, which maybe is kind of an overblown narrative, but it's there. You can't
Secret
really
Agent
deny
kind of is too. It's about a lot of things.
it.
Just love that.
Yeah, you're not wrong. The one thing I will say is I wonder. I guess this probably happened after Oscar voting ended, but the the Iran of it all, uh,
Yeah.
and whether current events would kind of factor into that at all. But I don't think it's enough to carry it was just an accident to a win.
Well, Iran isn't the movie, isn't the country that's nominated. I think it's
This is true.
fucking France.
It is France, but
Boo.
it's about Iran. So
I know.
and the
Jafar
director
Bahani.
is Iranian, yes. So
He should be taking home that Oscar, not French. Fuck you, France. Sorry, I don't like the French.
apologies to all the Family App French listeners. Nate doesn't speak for all of us. Um, yeah,
I'm joking.
I wish that there was some other way to reform this category. I don't know what it would be, but yeah, I agree. It's weird and it's dumb. But yeah, sentimental value is going to be my pick.
Yeah, but I would like. I think it was just an accident. Would be my should win,
Hmm.
but it would be give the Oscar to Jafar Bahani, who made it and did a
Yeah,
great job on it. um, but yeah,
I think I'll say sentimental value as well. Both sentimental value and Secret Agent were in my top 10. It was just an accident. It was just outside of that. I also loved the voice of Henry Job.
he was good.
Um, but so it 4 out of 5 of these, if they were to win, that would be great with me.
Yeah, Surratt, I think we're both a little more conflicted on.
Definitely.
So weird one.
Yes. So let's we're not gonna make it any easier with this next one. Let's go to documentary feature. Um, I think I will say The Perfect Neighbor,
Yeah,
and again, I don't feel good about it, but it's Netflix. It's picked up a couple precursors here and there. It did not win the BAFTA. Um, I should have looked this up ahead of time, but I think it won the PGA.
it did,
Okay.
I believe.
So
Yeah,
look that up for me while I kind of yap here. So yeah, Perfect Neighbor again is on Netflix. It's a very you know relevant subject matter about race relations and policing and gun rights. So it's a subject matter that I think the Academy could feel pretty good about getting behind.
it did
I think.
not.
Oh, really? Okay. What did win?
A movie that wasn't even nominated. My Mom Jane, which I have not seen.
Ah, okay. I
Have you
haven't
seen
either.
that? Okay.
No, but I know it's about Jane Mansfield, I believe. So it's
Yep.
the Mariska Hargitay one, I think.
Yes.
Okay. So, well, if it's not Perfect Neighbor, uh, Mr. Nobody Against Putin did win the BAFTA. I think that's probably the spoiler here. It's it kind of fits that kind of recent mold of global politics and 20 Days in Mariupol and Navalny, and it's about Russia and Ukraine. So, um, and that being said, it's not a great documentary. It's
That's
good.
what I've
It's not
heard.
great. Um, so, uh, The Perfect Neighbor is what I'll pick here with not much confidence.
I would say Perfect Neighbor. I don't think I haven't seen Mr. Nobody Against Putin yet. I don't know if I will because I don't think I'll get time to before the Oscars. And what I've heard from it, it's like I don't want to get like controversial, but I heard this guy like he could have, because the focus of the movie co-directed it too. He could have endangered, these kids' lives as well, which
Right.
doesn't sit quite well with me. I have kind of issues with where this category has gone recently as well, where it's like all that. The one that I think would be a cool winner too, just because of what it's about, and I think they haven't really. I think the last couple of years have all been movies about, war, which is very important. I was
But
the Palestinian one last year, right?
No Other
That
Land,
win.
yeah. Hmm.
Good. But 2 years before that was both Russia Ukraine. I think
Right. And
Alabama Solution would be a worthy winner.
yeah, I really enjoyed that one as well. I and to go back, I think the second place winner, or the second place arguably last year, was called Porcelain War, which was about the war in Ukraine. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely relevant subject matter to the documentary branch. Yeah, I love the Alabama Solution as well. I really like Come See Me in the Good Light, kind of surprisingly. Um,
Yeah.
so
Depressing.
I little bit, it's uplifting, and
Yeah.
it feels good. So uh, Alabama Solution, much more depressing, I would say.
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, definitely, something that should be gaining more traction, in my opinion. Yeah.
Let's shift from the depressing state of our world to the world of K-pop Demon Hunters. Because here's another shoe-in for K-pop Demon Hunters. It's animated feature. Fuck you, Arco. You shouldn't win.
Yeah, I don't know if I would go that far, but I did not like it. I released
Hell yeah.
today. I just released my full rankings of all of the nominees. And Arco, let me double check here. There were 50 nominees altogether. Arco was number 48 for me.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, not a fan of that one. I think this is, yeah, a pretty easy win for K-pop Demon Hunters. Uh, Really, the only misstep that it's had was at BAFTA, where it wasn't even eligible. But otherwise, yeah, it's cleaned up, and
What won
you
at
know,
BAFTA?
um,
Was it Zootopia?
now it's your turn to vamp, and I will double check that.
I don't know if it was Zootopia because that feels like such an American kind of movie encapsulating that, and the British. We'll get the British man now too. I did watch Elio this weekend. Finally, it was
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, it's if it wasn't for Arco, yeah, it would be at the bottom of my rankings in this category.
Thank you.
But yeah, so yeah, for the record, yeah, Zootopia 2 won the BAFTA.
Oh, the British
Um,
got it
the on,
right.
the only other nominees were Elio and Little Amelie,
Oh,
which
they
I
didn't
think
nominate Argo?
no,
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. I I mean, I have problems with the
I
BAFTAs with how they handled recent events. But that's one thing they got right.
I don't know if they always have three nominees in that category, or they just couldn't find enough passion for an extra one or two. But yeah, that's a pretty decent enough lineup, even if K-pop wasn't eligible. Yeah, I'll say Little Amelie would be my should win here. I really enjoyed
It's
that
really
movie.
good.
I love the animation style, kind of style that you don't typically see in a feature. And it's a good kind of family movie. So
Yeah, I like that one a lot. I didn't like fully connect with it like on an emotional level, but like I was kind of transfixed to the screen because like it was like watercolors.
yeah, you
It looked
know,
so cool.
anyone who knows me knows that I love Miyazaki, and this is one that I feel is a warranted comparison to Miyazaki, especially My Neighbor Totoro, because it really gets that kind of what it feels like to be a child. It
Yeah.
gets that right. So,
Argo's
but
trying to be Miyazaki and it fails.
Arco's trying to. I don't even know what Arco is trying to be. It's. I was too bored to care. Yeah. Anyway, well, I think that'll do it for the below the lines. This is where it gets a little tricky.
Big
Although
guns.
not so much in this next. The next two I would say are pretty easy. Adapted screenplay. Again, congratulations to One Battle After Another.
Hell yeah.
Won the WGA, won the BAFTA, won everything it's been eligible for. So,
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't win anything else, this will be a great win for PTA.
Finally.
His first Oscar. Can you believe it?
Overdue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the One Battle,
Yeah.
obviously, and I will just bring it on because I don't think there's much more to say. To original screenplay is congratulations to Ryan Coogler on your first Oscar for
Yep.
Sinners. I don't know if this one is as done of a deal as One Battle is, just because maybe One Battle's. I mean, not One Battle. Maybe sentimental value sneaks in there, but I don't think so. Coogler won the WGA. It would. I would think that Sinners should be a shoe-in, especially with how much it got nominated for. And original screenplay has always been a really cool category. They've never really had a problem with like genre as well. And yeah, I definitely think it's Sinners, and deservingly so.
Yeah, yeah. I Sinners has not missed anywhere as well. So yeah, I don't even know what would be second place here because it feels like it's just so far ahead. Same with Adapted. Maybe for a minute there, Marty Supreme would be second place, but I think with the kerfuffle with Josh Safdie, it kind of took it out of the running. That would be my should win here. Although it was just an accident, is very tempting
Yes.
to say as well. But yeah, this is a pretty solid lineup. Even like Blue Moon, which is probably my least favorite of the nominees, I think
Weapons.
we've mentioned that once or twice before, but I go for it. We didn't say what our should win in adapted screenplay is.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, because I've read all of these except for Begonia. I haven't seen the original movie that it's based on, and I like the adaptation that Hamnet does. It's not super different from the source material, so I'll just say Train Dreams just because of my inherent love for that movie.
I mean, I haven't read any of the source. Well, I've read Frankenstein.
Right.
But
I
I mean,
guess
One Battle,
I
I
should
think
say
should win.
I haven't read Vineland either, and I probably won't. So
Yeah.
from what I've heard, yeah, the adaptation work that PTA does on that is very excellent and deserving.
I think it's a really cool way of taking a text that was so caught up in the moment that it was written and making it to modern day. And like, I know the novel like name drops, like I think it name drops Ronald Reagan and everything. One
Mm.
Battle doesn't even like name drop Trump or any of that. And I think it
No.
gets really clever with the world that PTA builds. I think it's so because he's always worked in like period pieces or
Yeah.
with the exception of like Magnolia or Punch Drunk Love. But
Yeah.
with One Battle, I think it's really cool how he makes it feel so like close to our times, but also not like he has it exaggerated. I think it's just a really great movie that uses politics as like a backdrop, and
Yeah.
with these, I think like how he wrote Perfidia Beverly Hills as a
Right.
character is so great that I think I've seen people on either side of the aisle completely misinterpret, and I think
Hmm.
she's like one of the most beautifully written characters like I've seen.
Yeah. Yep. Fully agree 100%. I guess we should delay this no further because this next category is we
God.
should strap ourselves in because we're talking best supporting actress, and oh boy, I don't remember another time when it's been so wide open.
Yeah.
Maybe was it 2022 when everyone won a different precursor, or I probably should have looked it up, but it's been a long time anyway. What I'm trying to say is that all of like this is pretty much a three-horse race. Apologies to Inga Ibsar, Lilius, and Elle Fanning. Um, but I think there's an argument to be made for Teyana Taylor, Amy Madigan, and Moonmi Masaku to win. Um, I'm going with Teyana Taylor. I don't know about you, Nate, but um, it feels like it was a million years ago, but she won supporting actress at the Golden Globes, and I can't deny that. And she is in the Best Picture frontrunner, so that's pretty much my argument. Uh, I don't know where are you at?
Maybe this is my own personal biasy, but I also have it because she won more precursors. Is Amy Madigan? I think she's done a very great campaign. I think the only problem is she is the sole nominee.
Yep.
We've seen them snub sole nominees for like more commercial fare before. I am still mad about Stallone losing for Creed, even if it was a Spielberg, movie. Like I remember I yelled. I was like, I cursed. Woke up my parents that night. Um, but I think it's really a toss up. I don't see it being Bunmi Masaku. I think she's in a strong third, but I think if it's Amy Madigan or Tiana Taylor, I think good winner either way. I think the only reason why Tiana Taylor wouldn't win is because I know for a casual viewers that she's dominant only in the first half, the first
Yeah.
45 minutes of one battle. And for as good as she is, that's the section of the film that I think turns a lot of people off
Mm.
from the movie. I watched it over the holidays with my family. That was not a comfortable experience watching, some of her scenes in the opening. Um, Less said the better.
Yeah.
But she is very good, and I think she's also run like a fabulous campaign. I really liked how she did it, and I mean, I think either of them would be great and would have a great speech compared to the guy who is likely to win our next category, who I can promise you will have the most pompous speech of all time.
That's if he shows up. Yeah. Yeah, Amy Madigan, she did win the actor award, which happened during Oscar voting, and you can't really discount that. Um, Wunmi Musaku, she won the BAFTA, which is big, and she's in the spoiler alert for me for later. She's in the Best Picture runner-up. Um, so I don't know. I think. uh, And yes, I agree with what you said about Teyana Taylor and how she's only in the first 45 minutes, and which, tends to be a negative for some Oscar voters, I'm sure. Um, I don't know. I just like Wunmi Masaku. She doesn't really have a big arc in her character in that movie. And Amy Madigan, yeah, I mean that, Aunt Gladys is iconic now. It's a freaking Halloween costume. Um, so If Weapons had scored like a makeup nomination or a casting nomination or original screenplay nomination or even Best Picture or something, then I would feel more confident in backing Amy Madigan. But yeah, I just can't get over the the single nomination for that film. So
There's been winners though before as like a sole nomination in this category, so
mm,
that's I think why I'm gonna go with her. Because even I'm trying to think, was she nominated the same year that Marissa Tomei won for My Cousin Vinny?
mm, I
I
would
saw
have
that.
to look that up. And
I will look it up. You vamp.
okay. Um, so yeah, I wonder, if I've heard a lot of people say if you have Wunmi Masaku winning here, Sinners is going to win Best Picture, and I can't really discount that, but I don't think that Sinners is winning Best Picture. So
She did not.
okay,
But it was somebody else who was like a long overdue like veteran who I think was like the one that everybody thought was going to win. I think it was, yeah, she was against a lot of veterans in that category. Judy
okay,
Davis, Joanne Plowright, Vanessa Redgrave. That was Marissa Tomei.
okay,
But she won as the sole nominee of a more genre kind of
sure,
movie.
okay.
Deserving win. One of my favorite wins ever.
Marissa Tomei.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to do another podcast on that one. I mean, I love Marissa Tomei, but uh, anyway,
I love that
let's
movie.
do we have anything else any more arguments to make on supporting actress?
No, I'm gonna have a lot of uh, anger in my heart for the guy who's probably gonna win for supporting actor.
All right, let's rip the band-aid off. Go ahead.
So for supporting actor, do you also have Sean Penn
I do.
winning his third Oscar? Do you think he deserves to have as many acting Oscars as Meryl Streep and Jack Nicholson and Daniel Day-Lewis? He's a great actor and he's great in this movie. I just dread if he shows up. I dread his speech. I dread his speech. You thought Adrian Brody last year was bad? Wait till you see Sean Penn. Like, I always have an Oscar drinking game every year as my
Mm,
roommate just like takes glee in it. He never cared about the Oscars until we started living together. Now he's like, oh man, this is like my favorite day of the year just to see you to make this excruciatingly long list.
uh-huh.
And I'm like, oh, Sean Penn is gonna be a I might have to like check something.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, who knows if he'll even show up, but yeah, for a while there, it felt like, especially after he won the Golden Globe, it felt like momentum was swinging back towards Stellan Skarsgård. But
Yeah,
you know,
overdue.
Sean Penn won the BAFTA and the actor award without showing up, without doing any campaigning, without having to give a televised speech, and he's still winning all of this. So to bet against him at this point, just based on all of that, and it's a great performance.
It is.
It's a memorable character. Um, it's hard to argue against it. I think for a minute there, yeah, Stellan was in it. Benicio del Toro was in it. Delroy Lindo. I wish he was. Maybe he's probably second place, I guess.
Jacob
Um,
Elordi, as lukewarm as I've been on Frankenstein, like when I did my Houndies, my own award show, Jacob Elordi won. I thought for an actor for a long time, I was like, he's a teeny bopper. He's not that great. I was like, wow, he was freaking good in Frankenstein.
yeah.
And my second place would probably be either Delroy Lindo or Benicio or Stellan. I mean, all I know is that my last place would be Sean Penn. And he's still
hmm
great in the movie. I really don't want him winning his third Oscar.
Yeah, and his second and now his third Oscar are gonna come at the expense of, you know, great, kind of overdue performers. Last one was against Mickey Rourke in The Wrestler.
Still mad.
Um, yeah, not great. Um, yeah, I wish I could see Stellan Skarsgård winning here, but
Yeah.
yeah, I just it feels like it's done deal.
It's such a bummer because I feel like any other year Stellan Skarsgård would just be a shoo-in because he has the narrative. He's never been nominated before, which is shocking, and he's such a beloved actor that like everybody knows, like everybody has a movie that they love that he's been in. You
Hmm.
know, whether it be Mamma Mia or Pirates of the Caribbean or like Dune or
Girl
Good
with the
Will
dragon
Hunting.
tattoo. Yeah,
He's such a good actor and he's so good. Like I think it would have been such a great win for him because I feel like it kind of encapsulates even his career. It's about a father who works in the business, which
yeah.
he is. He's helped give birth. He has conceived two of the hottest actors in the business right now with Alexander Skarsgård and Bill Skarsgård. Like
Yep.
it's a bummer that I don't think he's going to win, but if he does win, I'll be delighted.
Yeah.
I'll also flip off my TV screen when it shows Sean Penn being like, "Oh, I lost."
Uh-huh.
Like, haha, fuck you.
Yeah, I wonder, I think an argument could be made that he's a lead actor in sentimental value.
He is.
I, you
Shows
know,
Kieran Culkin and who
yeah,
won
I
for
mean,
last year's.
yeah, this is a whole other podcast that we could do again, but yeah, I wonder, I still, maybe he wouldn't really have a chance in Best Actor, but um, I'm fine with him being in supporting. Um, and up until One Battle After Another premiered, he was the front runner.
Yeah.
So yeah, uh, it's going to make for an interesting part of the ceremony. And I think if I remember right, I think supporting actor is like one of the first categories.
It
So
usually is the first.
yeah, either that or supporting actress. But yeah, it's there near the beginning. So should be something to wake everyone up. That's for sure. Um, let's uh, let's go on. I think this one might be a little more contentious, and that's Best Actor.
I
For
want to
the
die.
longest, for
I'm
the
sorry. I know you're introducing it. I'm just saying the discourse around this category is horrible.
little bit, yeah. Yeah, for the longest time, I was Team Timothy Chalamet and Team Marty Supreme, and I can still maybe see a world where that happens, but the actor award for Michael B. Jordan really shifted things for me and my perspective. I mean, really, you could say, yeah, the actor awards are more populist and younger skewing, with all the TikTokers and whatnot that are now members of SAG. But you know, like I was saying with Teyana Taylor, Michael B. Jordan is in the stronger film to win more awards. So, and he's doing a dual performance. You can't really discount that too much. I don't know how much it'll factor into things ultimately, but I think to my surprise, I'm gonna say Michael B. Jordan.
I
And
still feel like it's gonna be Timothy Chalamet just because he has been campaigning so hard. Maybe it's out of blind hope one because he would be my pick. I Although I would say Michael B. Jordan is excellent as well. He would probably be second. I mean, my main pick would probably be Jesse Plemons, but he's not even nominated. But call me an opera ballet hater all you want. I think that discourse is so overblown, and it came up right after voting closed.
yep,
I think people get it in their heads. I think the one argument in favor of Michael B. Jordan is the SAG win, and that
right.
he is in a stronger movie. But I keep seeing people being like, "Well, he's unlikable. He's playing an unlikable character. He's being coming across as pretentious in real life." I'm like, look who won in this category last year.
About
And
Mike, they're saying that about Michael B. Jordan,
no,
or
they're saying it about Timothy Chalamet.
oh yeah, yeah, of course,
And I'm like, look who won in this category last year.
right.
Everyone was dogging on Adrian Brody's 6 minute long, I think it was like it was long
It
speech.
was at least 5 minutes, yeah,
It was very pretentious, and it's like, he doesn't also have the best reputation, you know?
right.
Another guy who's probably going to win, Sean Penn, does not have the best reputation. You can throw out the reputation comments, okay? Like, that's what I'm saying, not to you. I know you don't think any of that. I'm just saying it to Twitter or social media or whoever.
Right.
I do
Yeah.
think this is a two-horse race, and I think part of the reason why I'm rooting for Timmy, not only because I love Marty Supreme, but also because I do not want to go through this discourse again for whatever movie he's next going to be nominated for, because you know he's going to try even harder to win
Yeah.
that Oscar. It's going to be even worse than Bradley Cooper. Who
Yeah.
I love Bradley Cooper, but
It'll be a Revenant situation, I'm sure. So, yeah, I mean, I never really had a problem with the way that he campaigned.
I don't either.
I thought it was very smart, especially like leading up to it. He was trying to sell tickets, and he did.
Yeah,
It was like the highest grossing A24 movie of all time. So,
I
um,
think I will say I think both him and Michael B. Jordan. I think they're kind of two sides of the same coin though, because they are both. I know Michael B. Jordan is like couple years older than Timothy Chalamet, but they're also like this new generation of millennial
yeah,
Gen Z movie stars. Versus, I don't think it's Wagner Moore. I've seen a lot of like backwards logic about him or Ethan Hawke. I don't think it's DiCaprio, even though I think we'll get to his movie later.
yeah,
But the Academy doesn't like nominating him much for
yeah.
some reason.
I think the what ends up winning here is someone who actively campaigns and wants to win it.
Yeah,
And Leo hasn't done that. He doesn't,
he does not want it
he's
anymore.
gone out and supported the movie, but he has not campaigned for himself. Um, I have heard some arguments for Wagner Mora. I don't buy it. I
No.
think he's pretty safely in third place. I think, I never really put a whole lot of stock in the anonymous Oscar ballots, but I kind of the unifying thing that I have seen has been either no mentions for Timothy Chalamet and Marty Supreme, or kind of outright disliking that movie and him. So that's just, again, do with that what you will, but I think it just kind of adds more to Michael B. Jordan winning.
It would be really cool for him too, just because I do think he's a true blue like movie star,
Hmm.
and I mean, I feel like this has been an Oscar season of so many people trying to create smear campaigns or trying to make some of these actors the new Carla Sofia Cascone, the lovely woman on your shirt right there.
Yeah.
But I feel like Michael B. Jordan is just so like charismatic and so like confident and assured that like anytime somebody on some Yahoo on social media tries to like come up with a controversy for him, it just goes aside. I think that's a testament to just how like likable and charismatic and look, and, how much of a movie star he really is. And I also think he would be a deserving winner. He's so good in Sinners. He's playing. I heard somebody comment on a podcast recently, being like, "Oh, I couldn't really tell the difference between Smoke and Stack initially." I'm like, I could. I think he
Yeah.
plays them very differently, and that's what I think is so magical about his performance. It's
Yeah.
different. I don't think we've ever seen an actor win in this category for a film quite like this. It would be a cool win.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of which, there is a horror bias in the Academy. You can't discount that.
Demi
But
Moore last year.
yep. So But I just think that Sinners is just too strong overall to miss out on that. And I'm not gonna say that if Michael B. Jordan wins here, that Best Picture is gonna go to Sinners. I think that he would be, the best representation of that movie winning. So yeah, I mean that's the argument. I don't know if there's anything else more to add to it. So
No.
uh, maybe I'll switch my pick at the last second here, but I still feel relatively confident that it's going to be Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, I could see it going either way. I think the
Now,
BAFTA really put a monkey wrench in it by giving it to the guy from I Swear.
this is true.
Versus, I think if it was Timothy or Michael B. Jordan or even Wagner Moura, Wagner Moura wasn't nominated, or like Ethan Hawke or Leonardo DiCaprio won there. I think that would have made it more safer,
Yeah,
like to just predict. But right now, it's so tough. So I could also change mine to Michael B. Jordan last minute. Who knows? We might swap on Oscar Sunday. But yeah. Do you want to
yeah,
go to the next category?
yeah. Something that is much easier and safer to predict. You go ahead
And
with this one.
this is the Jesse Buckley Award.
Yep.
This one is, I feel like, just as obvious as K-pop Demon Hunters in its categories are Avatar and visual effects.
Yep.
Jessie Buckley, Hamnet, she's very good. She's very deserving. She kind of fits that mold of who they like giving this award to, because she's in her early 30s. She's on the cusp of like superstardom. And it's
She's
kind
been
of where,
nominated before. She's turned in a lot of great performances.
yeah. And I mean, I know she's a little bit older than when the people I'm about to name won, but like I think of like Jennifer Lawrence when she won, or Brie Larson, or Alicia Vikander,
Emma
or even
Stone.
Emma Stone, or Mikey Madison even last year.
Hmm.
But like I feel like Jessie Buckley, she just headlined a big studio movie that tanked, but still, she headlined that. I think she's going to be an actress who's here to stay. And yeah, she's just really freaking good in Hamnet. Who I think should win. I loved Rose Byrne, and if I had legs, I'd kick you. I think she was phenomenal in that movie, but I can't argue against Jessie Buckley.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved Jessie Buckley. I've loved a lot of her performances.
She's good. She's so good.
Yeah, I don't know if I would say anybody else for what should win. I mean, I love the Renata Reinsve nomination. But yeah, Jessie Buckley all the way.
I will say, I know you probably disagree. Kate Hudson, I think she's kind of deserving of her nomination. I thought she was
Oh,
really good.
sure. Yeah, I mean,
I like Song Song Blue.
she's good. The movie I didn't care for her all that much, but
I
she
liked
is
it.
great. Sure.
I
I didn't hate it. I will say that much. I didn't dislike it as much as a lot of other people did.
thought it was a pretty good movie. I think what caught people off guard is like it starts out so gooey and saccharine, and then it just takes a hard freaking pivot and
Right.
becomes like depressing as shit.
Yeah.
And you don't expect it because they didn't really market it like that.
Right. Yeah, it's not an easy movie to market. I think that that might have been an issue. Yeah. Um all right. Well, we're down to our final two categories. Are you ready?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. This next one at least I feel like is easier. Best director. Why not? Let's just list all the nominees. We have PTA, One Battle After Another, Ryan Coogler, Sinners, Josh Safdie, Marty Supreme, Joachim Trier, Sentimental Value, and Chloe Zhao for Hamnet. You feeling pretty safe about PTA?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
he hasn't lost anywhere where he's been eligible. DGA, which is almost always almost always lines up with the Oscars, and he won there. So uh, kudos to anyone who says otherwise, but I think this is a pretty safe one for PTA and One Battle After Another.
Yeah. I've seen Clayton Davis getting a lot of flack 'cause he was like, Ryan Coogler could win here. And I'm like, that would be cool to see because there's also never been a black director who has won in this category.
Right.
And while I think this has usually been a category who's kind of awarded like the spectacle kind of movie, like Alfonso Cuarón in Gravity,
Hmm.
or Alejandro Inarritu for The Revenant, and like years of like split categories. Um, I think it's PTA. He's very overdue. He's one of our best like American filmmakers who's working right now. Like he's incredible. He's made so many old timers. He's finally getting his due. It would be kind of weird if he didn't win.
Right. I mean, to be fair, Ryan Coogler is definitely second place here, but it's a pretty distant second place.
Yeah, I think the other three, Chloe Zhao, Josh Safdie, and Joachim Trier, are just lucky to be nominated.
Pretty much. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I loved One Battle After Another, so why
Yeah.
not say that should be my should win? I love
Yeah.
PTA. He's one of my favorite filmmakers. Like There Will Be Blood and The Master are two of my all-time favorites. So, um,
He's my should win.
yeah, discussion over.
We're white film bros. We love PTA.
Yeah.
That's
What
everything we have in common.
what
All
can
of us
you
share.
what else can you say? I mean,
Yeah.
you yeah. All right, let's do the big one. Best
Yes.
picture.
I will read off the nominees just cuz. The nominees are Begonia, F1, Train Dreams, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, Sinners, Sentimental Value, Marty Supreme, The Secret Agent, and Hamnet. And obviously we both have F1 winning this category. F1 sweep. No.
No, I have Begonia.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
No,
um
it's a write-in ballot for Snow White.
yes. No, it's I think this is a little bit of a closer race than I think some of us anticipated, but I think we both have the same one for number one. You've hinted at it. I have One Battle winning.
Yeah.
I think it's unstoppable at this point. I think Sinners has come close, especially with it becoming the most nominated film in the history of the Oscars. I
Hmm.
think the one thing I would worry about with Sinners winning is a certain sector of terminally online people being like, it's not that good. You know, I don't like that happening to films I like. That's what happened to Coda, a
Right.
movie I love and will defend for my life. That
Mm.
deserved to win over Power of the Dog. Sorry, not sorry. But I think One Battle is just a really. I think if either film won, they'd be very deserving. But I think it's One Battle, and I think it's a movie that it encapsulates the era we're living in right now. I think Sinners does too, and I think the one thing that both of these movies have is for the subject matter that they have, they feel kind of hopeful,
Hmm.
but they don't feel like too saccharine or too schmaltzy about it. And I think that's I before we got on this, I was writing my review for Project Hail Mary because I saw a comment from a critic being like, "This is competence porn," and I'm like, "Don't you want that right now?" You know, and
Right.
especially with how we're living. And I think One Battle and Sinners are just two films that are able to tap into this time that we're living in and not like depress us or just live in, the mindset of everything is fucked and be like, maybe there is hope. And I think One Battle in particular really, I think, gives that the most, um, especially with how it ends and being um, about how I had talked about this when we were voting in the IFJA, where I feel like the whole point of that movie is the DiCaprio character being like, our regime of the French 75, we fucked up. You know, we
Hmm.
made too many mistakes, but it's not over, and I think your generation has a chance. And I think that's a message that's important. The Academy loves a message movie. We know that. Um, and yeah, I just think One Battle, it's won every precursor. Sorry, I went on a tangent.
No, I mean, yeah, the best picture doesn't always necessarily go to something that like speaks to the current moment, but
Green Book.
I Green Book, Shape of Water, yeah, Coda doesn't. I mean, yeah, you like that movie, but I don't think it really speaks to like current events or
Howard the
the
Dog.
state of the world.
I'm joking.
Um, um, so yeah, I think that that's a movie that the Academy members can really feel good about awarding, and there was a moment there, especially after nomination morning, when I got a little worried about Sinners winning because I mean who's to discount the all-time nomination leader. But one battle after another just hasn't missed where it needed to. It won the PGA, which is the only other award that does the same preferential ballot. So if Sinners were to upset here, I would feel better about it happening. If it had won one of those precursors like BAFTA or even like CCA or the Golden Globe. It didn't win the Golden Globe. Um, so I yes, it won the SAG Ensemble Award, but it was
A lot of
always going
films
to
have.
win that. Yeah. So I don't see. Uh, I can understand to some extent an argument for people who think that Sinners is going to win, but I just think it's one battle after another.
I
And
do.
also to go along with what we were saying in director and screenplay, PTA, it's his time. I feel like there's just going to be a lot of sentiment for awarding him for this movie specifically. So I'll be happy. Like I said, I'll be happy if One Battle or Sinners wins. I think, you know, I've said it many times before. Sinners wasn't in my top 10. I like it. I didn't love it. But for a film like that to win Best Picture would be like one of the coolest things the Academy has ever done.
Yeah, it was
It's
my
like
favorite.
unprecedented. So um, for either one of those to win would be awesome.
I wanted to say I have seen people like be like, "Well, Sinners could be the Moonlight of this year," but my one thing with that is Moonlight's main competitor was La La Land, which previously held the record for most nominated film.
Right.
So
Well,
it's
of
kind of
that
like
year, yeah.
inversed. Um, but I don't really even see it like that because both these movies are the same studio. They're not like competing against each other. I'm not seeing some stupid IndieWire article comparing these two movies to the election. Um,
Right. And I heard someone say that argument doesn't totally hold up because La La Land is a musical and there is a musical bias against musicals. So,
yeah,
yeah, I understand that argument. I also, as I said before, the Academy, yes, it's a new Academy, but they don't award horror movies, at
no.
least above the line in big categories. So I'm still not convinced it'll be anything but one battle after another.
Yeah, I think it's one battle. And I mean, that would be like, to me, I don't know, because Oppenheimer felt like in a race of its own, where it had like
Hmm.
no direct competitor. It wouldn't shock me if Sinners won. I wouldn't be like, whoa, but I think it's pretty safe to say that it's one battle.
Yeah.
It's just nice to have so many of these above the line categories being kind of hard to predict
Yeah.
compared to like usually the supporting categories are like the easiest one because there's always one actor who like sweeps it like Troy Kotsur a couple years ago, or
Right.
Ke Huy Quan or Kieran Culkin.
Right.
Um, Even in picture, like it became kind of clear Honora was gonna win. I think the only like above the line race there that was difficult was Demi Moore versus Mikey Madison.
Hmm.
Um, but for like even this race being a little bit close to call, it reminds me of that rush leading into La La Land v Moonlight, where I remember last minute there was like, what if Moonlight swoops in?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I it's tougher on my mental health when it's a close race like this, but
Yeah,
it's more exciting. It gives us more to talk about. Because I feel like, like the Oppenheimer year, uh, it was a done deal long before. Like I remember I recorded the Oscar predictions episode for that, like uh, a couple weeks in advance of the Oscars that year, because it felt like so much was kind of sewed up and done deal. So it's been a fun season, although I would have
too
loved
long.
for it to be over, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
So yeah, well, this has been fun. I One last prediction I want to make. I don't know if there will be more announcements made about presenters during the Oscar ceremony, but my prediction, for the record, is that Robert Downey Jr. is going to hand out Best Picture.
yeah, that seems.
I probably should have given you a heads up on that one so you could weigh in, but of the ones that have been announced so far, he seems like the best bet.
I would agree with you. I think he's so much of a movie star. They always pick like a movie star to announce it. Who was it last year?
I can hear her voice, but I kind of want to say it was like Meg Ryan. Did
I
her
just
and Billy
remember.
Crystal go out and do something?
Oh, maybe it was. Let me look this up. Al Pacino did such a fabulous job 2 years ago.
Uh huh.
I'm still
Yeah.
just like blown away.
Yeah.
My
I
eyes see Oppenheimer.
I would have said
Yep, Billy
that.
Crystal and Meg Ryan.
All right. Well, my memory still works sometimes. um, if they didn't already say that she was going to be specifically doing a Robert Redford thing, I would say maybe Barbara Streisand would be
Yeah,
handing it out. But yeah, who knows? Maybe they'll announce more presenters in the next couple
Hudson
days. But
Williams. They just announced him.
Hudson Williams, should I know
There's a
who that
heated
is?
rivalry, a TV show.
Oh, well.
I would not be happy if they did that.
Well, you gotta get ratings somehow, I guess.
Sinners, K-pop.
Yeah. Anyway, all right.
Your
Well,
dad's favorite movie, F1.
right. Oh boy. All right. Well, this has been fun. We
Wait,
should.
actually, one last. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Okay.
You know who's also announcing? Chris Evans.
Hmm.
Do you think they're going to reunite the Avengers? ABC, Disney to
Uh,
announce. I
I,
know that sounds cynical, super synergy, all that shit.
I could
Would
see it
make
happening.
sense.
Yeah. And, it would be a perfect
Doomsday.
time to give a Doomsday trailer, which hasn't come out yet, or a Spider-Man trailer. But
We need the Spider-Man trailer before another Doomsday. I'm sorry.
yeah, I maybe they'll do it together. I don't know, but that's almost too good to pass up. I'm curious now. Um,
My eyes see Oppenheimer.
They certainly do. All right. Well, my eyes are ready for bed. So, Nate, thank you once again.
Thank
This
you.
has been fun. I think it's pretty safe to say that the next time that people hear us, we'll be giving our reactions to the show and the winners and the fashion report and um, all of the whole shebang. So I'm
What goes
excited.
terribly wrong?
Yep, what racial slurs are not bleeped out.
Yep.
Oh boy. Okay. Um, all right. Well, I'm excited for the show. I'm excited for Conan O'Brien and the musical performances. So, which I never would have thought I would say years ago, but here we are. Anyway, thanks, Nate. Thanks everyone for
Thank you.
listening and watching, and we'll see you guys next time.